Hey guys, in the last video we have concluded that we have a storage requirement in our application and we are going to use Amazon S3 for that. Let's explore this service onto AWS console. This is the AWS console that we get right after logging into AWS account. We have to search for a storage service. So if we click simply on this service tab, we get and if we search for multiple type of services, we see that there is a storage and there is a S3 something available. So let's click on that. It will redirect us onto S3 screen. What we see here is we have to create a bucket. There is a message you do not have any buckets, so we have to create a bucket to store any file. Now what this bucket is all about? Bucket is nothing but a storage resource available on S3 similar to folders. The way those who are familiar with Windows system, we have folders. So similar to that, on S3 there is a bucket to store object which consists of data and its descriptive metadata. So data and metadata will be stored. So let's create a bucket. So I just try to put a name for the bucket here and click outside that and simply click on create. Nice. The S3 bucket is created. One thing you can see here is even if this bucket is created and the region is Asia Pacific, on top of that you will see it as global because S3 metadata system or bucket naming and everything is global in nature, even though the data is locally stored within the region that we have logged in. So for S3, this is one of the most important thing about buckets or S3, and an important interview question as well, that the bucket is whether it's a global in nature or it's a local in nature. So data is definitely local in nature because anything that you store in this bucket will be stored in Asia Pacific Mumbai region only, but by phenomenon, by naming convention and everything, it is global in nature. There is this naming convention also to create a bucket. If you go to I have searched few things about naming convention of S3 bucket. I'll just read those things out. Bucket name must be unique across all existing bucket name in Amazon S3. So throughout Amazon S3, throughout the world, whatever Amazon S3 bucket names are there, it has to be unique. You cannot have two names even if your bucket are in different region. And that's where this by naming convention it is global in nature. Bucket name must comply with DNS naming convention. Name must be at least 3 with more than 63 long characters. It must not contain an uppercase character and bucket name must start with a lowercase letter or a number. Bucket name must be series of one or more label. Adjacent labels are separated by single period dot. Bucket names can contain lowercase characters, lowercase letters, numbers, hyphens. Even hyphens are also allowed. Each label must start and end with a lowercase letter or a number. And it must not be formatted as an IP address because bucket name come in the link that we have or in the link where we try to access the bucket, so it cannot be an IP address. So these are basically some of the rules that we have. So I'll just show you in one moment. Let's say if we try to create a bucket and let's say I try to create a bucket called test. So I will not and click on create. It will give me a name. Bucket name already exists because test is very much of a common name available. But if I give the bucket name as test 071234 and click on create, if it is unique and nothing has been created out of like such name, it will be created. It is very important to delete them as well because it will consume it will not consume the resources, but since we don't want anything to cost to us, so we'll click on delete the bucket which we don't need. So it is saying type the name of the bucket. So we'll type 07 1 2 3 4 5 and confirm, so that our bucket is deleted. Now this is the bucket we are going to use for our use case. I have created a sample file for this use case, and what I'll do is I'll upload a file here, sample CSV file. So if I click, I'm now inside the bucket. I click on upload. Let's add the file. Let's go to the desktop, and I have lot of different things here. So out of that, let's select the sample file which I have already created and simply click on upload, and our file is now uploaded. So this is the simple way to upload a file. There are multiple things that we will do with this file, um, but that we'll do in the next video. Continue watching. Thanks a lot.